The following is a live copyrighted presentation. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time now for RadioLawTalk.com with your host, Frederick Penney, attorney at law. And now, RadioLawTalk.com.
Welcome to this beautiful morning. I cannot believe it. The family is together today. We've got Todd Cunin, we've got Denise Dirks, Fred Penney, and Cal Hunter. We have not been together as a family for quite some time. This is a great day. Let me tell you what a great day. Todd actually walked in today and introduced himself to me.
Let me tell you something. It has been so long. I was actually starting to feel a little self-conscious. I kept waiting to get that email that says, "Coach wants to see you and bring your playbook."
Well,
you know,
Todd gave business cards and a resume. In all fairness, when he came here.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Well, some of us have to make a living, and so he goes out and he's like Mr. Movie star, has to go to do commercials.
Well, every once in a while,
No, this week he was professional.
This week I was
Total.
a professional. I actually had court cases that I had to do. Was supposed to be in a trial starting next week, and as often happens, last minute plea.
The question I have: were you Todd Cunin or Mark Asborn?
I was Todd Cunin. I don't.
Those of you who don't know, he does have a stage name called Mark Ashbourne.
That's right.
But I think it's Mark Asborn.
It could be. It could be. And my middle name is Kisma. So
appearing for the plaintiff, Your Honor, Mark.
Yeah.
And you see the defendant raise his hand. Can I have new counsel, sir?
I'm waiting for, because look, more stuff. There's a spot coming out for Yahoo. They just redid their logo, and there's one that's today or tomorrow. It's supposed to be coming out. I'm in that. I got to spend the day with the bass player for Whitesnake on the set of that one. That was awesome.
Now, can you really reveal the logo to us here on Radio Law?
It's already out. It's the new Yahoo logo that they've got. They've already announced the change. It's just the promos are coming out. But I am worried now that when I start to do trials coming up, if you have to ask the jury if do I look familiar to anybody, because you don't want them to, oh my gosh, either be starstruck or that guy's a moron.
Don't make me throw up.
I think it's more of a this guy can't possibly be serious if he's doing commercials, and then it's adverse to my client. I think that's more the issue.
Oh, you have kitties. Don't forget, you have kittens.
I do.
You live with a couple of cats.
That's right. That'll soften it.
Your point is?
Your point is a guy that lives with two cats, I wonder.
No, it'd be like the Manny. Do you ever watch This Is Us?
No, but I thought you were talking about Handy Manny, because I used to watch that with my kids. But
well, he's like a nanny, and he's a man, so they call him the Manny. And everywhere he goes, everybody recognizes him, and they just love him.
Nothing like stealing the character types from Who's the Boss.
Hey, if you want to call in at 855 Law Radio and talk about anecdotal nothingness that we're talking about right now, you can give us a call. We are going to talk about the law. You can tweet us at Radio Law Talk. We do have a Facebook page. You can just type in Radio Law Talk. We're found all over the place. I know we've got some exciting new affiliates coming on. By the way, I can't announce them yet, but we do have some new ones just as of the past few weeks. And Todd, the reason I'm bringing this up, can you believe? Ready for this?
What?
Tennessee's. You can't talk about Tennessee anymore because those of you, again, who are new, Todd is a former prosecutor with the district attorney's office in Tennessee.
And are they up and running?
They're
now?
up and running.
Okay,
it's Chattanooga, Tennessee, and we're in Brownsville, Tennessee.
Okay, and the one in Brownsville, that's near Nashville, isn't it?
That's exactly right.
Yes.
Let me
beautiful country.
Let me throw out. It's KBLZ 92.7 and 95.3 FM in Chattanooga, Tennessee, and WTBG 95.3 FM, Brownsville, Tennessee. Welcome to the program. We're happy to have Tennessee involved.
And for those of you listening and wondering, where was he? Where was he practicing in Tennessee? The 2nd Judicial District, Northeast Tennessee, Blunteville, where they have 2 NASCAR races a year at the Bristol Motor Speedway.
All right.
Yeah. Nice.
Don't forget, this is the most exciting, interesting, and sometimes informative, keyword sometimes informative show on Earth, other than the alien shows late at night, driving through Nevada when your car breaks down and there's a storm. That's a little bit better than our show. So call in when you want. If you want to read our disclaimers, if you're tired, go to www.radiolawtalk.com and listen to our disclaimers. It'll put you to sleep. Right?
This will.
This is it.
Welcome to Radio Law Talk.
Just read them in that voice, and you'll be out.
So
I was sick. When I was reading the disclaimers, doctor said get some rest. 30 seconds out snoring.
We should market that. We should put the Radio Law Talk disclaimer app for those of you having a hard time sleeping.
Yes.
I like it.
Don't forget, we're talking about general topics of law. Do not go into the courtroom and say, according to Radio Law Talk, the following is the facts. So seek legal counsel. Remember, though, the only time you can use it is around the dinner table when your in-laws are there and they try to say, hey, they say. You say, wait a minute. Who's they? I've got Radio Law Talk. That's the only time you can use us as authorities. So
we're here to help you sound smart.
Today we're going to talk about, you got to understand some interesting things are happening in the Supreme Court. Sotomayor and Roberts, a little spat going on there.
Yes.
I'm not going to say a spat, but an interesting thing that occurred, and we're going to talk about that. We got the Trent Brown issue or case. Again, innocent until proven guilty. And I'm very adamant about that, but there's allegations against the Raiders. Is he offense or defensive line?
He's a
lineman.
He's an offensive lineman, played for the 49ers, then went back east to, I think, Washington, and then signed with the Raiders this offseason.
And
because
Taylor?
of the allegation, this is the alleged domestic violence guy that we're talking about?
Yes.
Okay.
Alleged.
I put it in there.
Yeah. Tyler, what is it? Tyler
Skaggs.
Skaggs. The Angels. There's some interesting things that are popping up about that. We're going to talk about that. And hold on, and I wish you had a teaser ready, Cal, because you're not quite ready.
Well, let me put on the seatbelt.
But I have to, hold on, put your seatbelt on.
Okay, I'm strapped in.
Tighten
ready
it
to
up.
go.
There you go. We're going to talk about Weinstein again.
Oh my
yep.
gosh.
Oh my gosh. We're talking about Weinstein. It is another Weinstein episode. Yeah, we have nothing else to talk about. We either talk about Johnny Depp or Weinstein. Those are the two people that are always in the legal news. There's something going on, and we're going to talk to you about that. There's some interesting things. So. But more important than that is we're going to do a case or no case. We don't have time yet, so don't get into it. Those of you who think we're doing too many anecdotal things, I have to tell you a quick story.
Oh, do tell.
It's about us.
Okay.
This is not about you, the listeners. This is about us.
That is anecdotal.
It is.
Enough about you talking about me. Let me hear me talk about me.
I'm going to hear you listen about me. Because you know what? I'm sick and tired of everyone liking in the emails Denise and Todd and Cal and not me. So I'm going to.
Are you serious?
I am serious. That's exactly right. Did you know who? Guess who I had, Todd? You don't know. Guess who I had dinner with and sat next to for 2 hours in dinner? Do you have any idea?
I haven't. I'm clueless.
Those of you who are sports fan, Jim Brown, the running back.
No way.
Really?
2-hour dinner. I said, "Can I sit by you, Mr. Brown?" He said, "Come on and sit over here." And we had a 2-hour conversation.
He really doesn't care about the company he keeps, does he?
No, he doesn't. He's desperate, but that's okay. It comes down to, Jim Brown, the famous, one of the most famous running backs of all time. I don't care what, you say this or
He's
that about him.
He's the greatest of all time. That's all you have to say about him.
Really?
He
Really?
is the greatest of all time.
He was a power. What a neat guy. What a nice guy. And his wife was just a charm. I tell you, his wife was just a beautiful soul and sweet and nice to us. And my wife and I had a wonderful dinner with him. And, I hang out with those. You think you're big dog?
Oh, no.
That's what I do.
Look, okay, yes. So Fred's sitting here going,
Did I just one-up you?
He's sitting there going, I'll see, it's like gambling. I'll see your White Snake bass player, and I'll raise you with Jim Brown. Okay, I'm out. I fold.
That's right. You should have folded.
Okay.
That's why I did that, just so you can
Take the
do
pot.
it.
Go ahead.
Well, we are going to talk about the law when we come back instead of all this anecdotal stuff. We're going to, again, talk about the Supreme Court, Trent Brown, the Angels, Tyler Skaggs, Weinstein, and we're going to do our case or no case. Apparently, it's really interesting. And Cal warned us.
I did.
He does not want to hit the dump button. So apparently it's going to be something that's a little edgy.
Yep.
If you want to tweet in or call us at 855 Law Radio, you can play the game with us. We'll be right back after this with Todd, Denise, and myself, Fred Penney, the host of Radio Law Talk.
Thanks for listening to Radio Law Talk. We've got a lot more ahead. You stay right there. Remember, we are live on RadioLawTalk.com at 9 a.m. Pacific every Saturday.
All advertising for legal services on Radio Law Talk is strictly for the state or states in which the advertiser is licensed. For more information, go to RadioLawTalk.com.
Jason Rossback here with Fred Penney, managing attorney from Penney & Associates Injury Lawyers. Now, Fred, what type of cases are you dealing with now, and what sets you apart?
Jason, we help people with all types of personal injury cases. We're former insurance company trial lawyers. We understand the other side, which gives us a distinct advantage over our competition. Remember, we don't get paid unless we win.
That's Penney & Associates Injury Lawyers with locations throughout California. For a free consultation, go to pennylawyers.com or give them a call, 1-800-616-4LAW. That's PENNEY lawyers.com.
This is Denise Dirks. We can represent clients in divorce, legal separation, child and spousal support, custody, termination of parental rights, step-parent adoptions, guardianships, and even conservatorship matters. Call 1-877-886-7186 for a consultation.
The law offices of Denise L. Dirks provide family law services in Northern California. When the law affects your family, call 877-886-7186. The family of attorneys at Denise L. Dirks is here to help.
I am Cameron Levitt, Chief Operating Officer of Concussion Medical Clinic. California's first concussion medical clinic is now open. As concussions increase each year, there has never been a greater need for concussion specialists. Our physicians at Concussion Medical Clinic are board certified in pediatric neurology and sports medicine and have partnered with universities, hospitals, and rehab clinics to expedite the recovery process. Simply put, we are elevating the standard of care. When you need an expert concussion opinion or concussion care, visit concussionmedicalclinic.com to schedule your appointment.
Hi, I'm Frederick Penney of Penney & Associates Injury Lawyers. I bet you're tired of hearing lawyer commercials, so just relax and listen to music for a few seconds. When you or a family member has been injured, call 800-616-4LAW or see us at PenneyandAssociates.com. See, that wasn't so bad.
I've got to get my car washed. This dirt, it just won't do. But I don't have no time today. I don't know what I do.
Man, I know this place right down the road. Quick, quack, car wash. Hop inside, let's take a ride and watch this cat and shine. Just come and see, I guarantee your ride will steal the show. Come on, quick, quack, car wash. Don't drive that dirty car. Quick, quack, car wash. They'll have you looking sharp. Come on.
Many women have so many clothes in the closet, but then we go to get dressed and find we have nothing to wear. We've all been there. We all want to be comfortable and fashionable at the same time, and it's difficult to find clothing that makes that task effortless. But at Letty & Company, you can find trendy, comfortable clothing that is affordable. Things you'll want to wear every day. Shop with a purpose, online with free shipping. Just go to LETTYandcompany.com. LettyandCompany.com.
Today we decided to walk to school. At the corner, we waited to cross the street. The stoplight counted down. 15, 14,
31, 13.
We took a left on Carroll Garden Street.
Garden Street?
Loud music was coming from a car. Danny's a smart kid, but he gets so distracted.
There were so many other sounds, I didn't know what to focus on.
Danny, earth to Danny. Suddenly, he realized he forgot his homework again.
I left my homework on the table.
At the school steps, we hugged goodbye. I really hope he doesn't have another bad day at school today.
When you can see learning and attention issues from their side, you can be on their side. That's why there's Understood.org, a free online resource for the parents of the 1 in 5 kids with learning and attention issues. Get personalized recommendations, practical tips, daily access to experts, and more. Go from misunderstanding to Understood.org. Brought to you by
I like the Amargosa Valley.
You're listening to RadioLawTalk.com. And now back to your host, Frederick Penney.
Yes, we like the Amargosa Valley also. That is in Nevada. Thank you for joining us also on Nevada Radio Network. We're all up and down Nevada. Here, you're all waiting for it. Roll it, case or no case.
Okay, well, okay, just say, okay, here we go. All right.
Now it's time to play Case or No Case.
All right, hang on to your sensitivities here, and I Tank Hafer-Teppen in October 2018 died of a pulmonary embolism. His mother was upset because Hank was involved in some kind of a cult involving That was a sex cult. Okay.
Why don't you hit the dinger? Ding-a-ling-ling.
Oh, wait.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yes.
Okay, here's what I had set for this. Yeah. Involving the land down under.
Where was this? This was in Australia?
This was in the United States, but they immigrated from Australia to America, cut off contact with his family, started silicone injections in a natural male container until that part of his body became roughly the size of a volleyball. And then he died. His mother claims that this all happened because he was attached to this cult and became the sexual property of someone else with whom he'd signed one of those weird old contracts. Okay. So I'm going to ask you.
Todd, where was this involved? Where was this, Todd?
I have no idea.
King County.
I thought Todd would know.
Yeah, no, I
Seattle.
don't know.
Seattle. So it makes sense. Okay, anyways.
I hope we're not in Washington.
We have no affiliates in Seattle. It's okay.
We aren't anymore.
We're not anymore.
Yeah, we used to. So I'm going to ask you, what do you think? Is that something over which if a person voluntarily mutilates themselves and it ends up to their demise, is that something for which you could sue the person that you believe caused them to do that? And Fred, you're back. And by the way, our case or no cases today are all binary. It's all either yay or no case. It was just 1 point. Sorry.
Oh no, there's no. It just is it a case or isn't it a case?
Right.
And okay, so
and I'm tied with you right now.
Because I was gone.
Yep.
I think Denise is forging things, but I'm not going to get into that. We're not competitive
She
here.
would never do that.
Okay, we're getting close to 50 points, aren't we?
Yes, you're right there.
50
You are
points
right there.
is the win. All right. Yeah. Is Tank the Hank?
Yeah, Hank the Tank. With some enlarged bits from the man down under that he did voluntarily, and his mother said that caused him to die.
Interesting.
Yeah, so is there liability?
Boy, I don't know. Okay, first of all, I just say whether or not this is a case or not, or
that's all you have to do. Tell me what you think. Just give me your sense of it all.
Okay, I'm thinking about it. Mom, because she sued on this case. What year was this? You said.
Let me see if I have a year. I'm not sure if I do or not. I may not have a year.
Okay, all right.
I do not have a year. Sorry.
I'm really stalling here because I.
Oh, really sorry. 2018.
2018.
Oh, that's recent.
That's just recent.
Yeah.
Okay. I was just in Seattle. I should know where that cult is, but I don't remember where it is.
Why would you know where that
I don't know. I was just thinking of
because he's curious.
Okay. Wow.
Okay, I'm not going to pull it Denise. I'm going to get right to
red.
it. I have no idea what to say on this one. If for me to be stumped and not have anything to say, call us at 855 Law Radio and you can say something. I'm going to say it's a case because it's so off the wall. It is a case, and I'm going to say it's a criminal act to yourself, and you can't sue for that. But then that just sounds so logical and correct. That you always throw weird stuff at us. I'm going to go the opposite.
Well, I thought this case was weird enough.
I know, and I'm going to say the guy wins.
Frankly,
the guy wins
the
against the mother wins against the cult for the
for Haffertapen.
Whatever it is. Okay, I think Tank's mom wins. And this is a case out of Seattle because it's just so off the wall.
Mr. Cunin, what say you, case or no case?
Well, to answer your question literally, yes, anybody can sue for it. The question is whether or not they can recover for it. So, yeah, anybody can file a lawsuit for anything, but whether or not they can actually recover for something is different. And this one sounds so weird, so weird. Fred, you said it was a case, right?
Yep.
Okay, I am so far behind in points, I'm just going to say no case because I need the points. It's not really going to matter. But
I needed your analysis, though, on this.
Why would I help you? I mean, I'm chasing you both. So I say no case. And just for the listeners out there, Cal did make me sign a waiver and that I would not make any jokes.
Penalties. Denise, what say you?
What was it he signed? He signed some kind of...
He signed a contract with the guy, and which
with
said,
the cult or with
the cult, his master, and he even got his name tattooed on the back and said he was the slave and this guy was his master, and whatever the guy said he had to do.
And so the guy said he had to manipulate himself, or
yes, inflate to that part of his body with silicone.
I didn't mean manipulate. I mean.
No, I understand what you meant. I got it.
Okay.
That was almost a dump button press.
I
know, right? I'm starting to get scared. Hold on a second. Let me see. Okay, the buzz button. Okay, go ahead. Yeah.
All right. I guess I'm with Fred.
Yes.
I believe that it's a case. The question is, does the mother recover? And I had a weird case like this. I have to be honest. I literally had a case where my client signed one of those agreements, and it was notarized.
But was it?
No, he did that?
No, it was not enforceable. It was void. It was void against public policy
I was
completely.
Say, no pun intended. Was it binding?
I'm going to say.
I'm sorry, it was too easy.
We have a bad radio show when we laugh at our own jokes.
Yes,
right.
I'm going to say that it is a case, and I'm going to say that the mother sued and she won, but it wasn't on the criminal matter. It was based upon the civil lawsuit of underneath the contract or something to that effect.
All right, Cal. Cal, tell us. I want to hear this. I'm excited.
All right. Well, so for those of you who say it was not a case, may I see your hand, please?
Todd's the loser.
For those of you who say it was a case, may I see? Linda Chapman filed a lawsuit on the basis of wrongful death, negligence, intentional infliction of emotional distress, and civil conspiracy. So, yes, so Fred and Denise each get a point.
Yes.
And that, friends, doing that because Fred's back.
But you don't know the outcome is why there's not two.
That was a binary. It was a 1 or a 0. But that, folks, is case or no case.
All right,
fun.
Cal, that was a good one. If you want to call in at Case or No Case, 855 Law Radio next time, remember, you do not have to be on the air. Everyone's scared to be on the air. Cal will just take, what your thought is, and then we can go from there. So, I am barred in Washington, D.C., so that means I get to talk about stuff, but I'm going to be back. We're running late.
All advertising for legal services on Radio Law Talk is strictly for the state or states in which the advertiser is licensed. For more information, go to radiolawtalk.com.
Warning, don't let your business get left behind in what is likely to be the biggest economic boom in recent history. If you need to build for your business to grow, call General Steel today for a pre-engineered steel building designed for your needs. No wasted space. Steel prices are expected to rise, but you can still lock in your price on a General Steel building. And you can still save as much as half the cost and time of conventional construction. As much as half. But you must call now. If you need a church building, office, warehouse, manufacturing space, retail space, or more, call General Steel today. You can still get the General's 50-year structural warranty and General Steel quality, all at a price you can afford. So don't let rising steel prices put your project out of reach and stop you from making your company great.
800-617-9312. 800-617-9312. 800-617-9312. That's 800-617-9312.
Hi, my name is Lily. My mom and dad used to fight about money all the time. Then one day, I heard them talking about this guy, some uncle I never knew, called Uncle Sam. Well, they say this Uncle Sam guy wanted them to pay him like $1 gazillion, and they didn't have $1 gazillion. So they called this company they heard on the radio called the Tax Doctor. And the Tax Doctor worked with Uncle Sam's people. I think they're called the IRS. And they were able to work it out so my mom and dad didn't have to pay Uncle Sam very much money at all. So now mom and dad are happy, and I'm happy too. Thanks, Tax Doctor.
If you owe $10,000 or more to the IRS or state, call now and pay less. 800-263-2610. 800-263-2610. That's 800-263-2610. Know someone with a drinking or drug problem? Learn how to get sober after we share these stories.
I was 35 with 2 beautiful children when my life and addiction started to spiral out of control. After my divorce, I went into a depression cycle and started drinking more often and using prescription drugs. After my second DWI and arrest, my ex-husband threatened to take our children away from me.
I was 17 when I became addicted to heroin and meth. I thought I could quit on my own, but I couldn't. It hit me when I was arrested.
Get sober now. Your private insurance may cover costs, and we'll get you here. It's simple. Just call Elite Rehab Placement right now. Please, don't wait. Your life matters to us.
800-918-1376. 800-918-1376. 800-918-1376. That's 800-918-1376.
I'm going to Quick Quack Car Wash. Get my car washed, make it quick, quack, pretty, shiny, sexy, just because I want to. Don't drive dirty. Going to get my car suds in the Quick Quack Car Wash. It's the Quick Quack, quickest and the cleanest by far. We're talking 3 skinny minutes sitting right in your car wash. 100 feet of cloth, washing your car at the Quick Quack Car Wash. Any Honda, Mazda, Ford, or Chevy, Sauber, Cadillac, Quick Quack will spruce her up just like that. You'll be happy looking snappy. You'll be glad you was asked a Quick Quack Car Wash. Get on the web and go to don'tdrivedirty.com and see where you got your closest Quick Quack in the local area. Get in your car, get in your truck, get on the road, come visit the duck at the
Quick Quack Car Wash, where your car will always leave happy, guaranteed. They take pride in being clean and green by conserving and recycling the water they use, only at the
Quick Quack Car Wash. Quick Quack.
Even in the hustle and noise of this modern world, we feel the pull of the forest, to walk under the canopy and feel transformed. National forests are essential to life, majestic and grand. They clean our air, supply drinking water to millions, and provide homes to countless wildlife. They fuel our imaginations, inspiring us to think big, and now's the time to do just that. Fires and natural disasters devastate our forests each year. That's why we're replanting millions of new trees across the country. The Arbor Day Foundation needs your help. We've heard the call of the wild, and we've answered. Scientists, foresters, volunteers, and members, together we can preserve and protect our heritage and legacy. We must act now so that the generations of today and tomorrow can continue to depend on our forests. Visit arborday.org. See how you can help.
Radio Law Talk. I like that show.
You're listening to Radio Law Talk. And now back to the show.
Yeah, that was a quick out. We apologize. We just had to get out quick and get our commercials rolling. But I was talking about, I have been to the Supreme Court when I was sworn in. I met, we had a little breakfast before up in the, I can't remember if it was the East Court, which is, you know, for those being sworn in, it's really cool. It's up there where they kind of relax. The justices will go up there and relax. It's kind of, oh, it's like at the top of the Supreme Court.
Is it like a patio?
Yeah, it's like a patio. It's really cool. And they have
Nice.
breakfast, and then after we're sworn in, Judge Roberts came and visited with us, and there's about 15 of us, and then Judge Gingrich came in.
I thought it was like the Elvis Jungle Room, that kind of a thing.
No, but you know what? It's very
really cool.
interesting.
Yeah.
It was. I'm saying this, but you know, whether you agree or disagree with Justice Gingrich, am I saying it right? I always say it wrong.
Gingrich?
No, not Gingrich.
Ginsburg.
Ginsburg. Why is that Oh my gosh, Ginsburg.
Yes, yeah.
I have a friend named Ginsburg.
I was like,
yeah, you know who it is.
Why
Yeah.
don't you guys correct me?
Well, because I was trying to figure out who you're talking about.
Yes.
Ginsburg. Golly, getting so old. Okay, Ginsburg. She's really petite, and she's very proper. And she reminded me really. I thought the Queen of England was walking in. It was. She had the white gloves. She was very. And
did she have her collar on too?
Oh yeah, she had. No, she didn't have the collar, but she was very, professionally dressed. Very. Oh, and it just was like almost like. As bizarre as it sounds, like deity walking around, and she'd sit down with us and took a picture, and very formal, walked out, everything was formal. And then when then you got, Chief Justice Roberts rolling in, hey guys, how are you, man? He's got a suit on, he's not man, but he's very relaxed and, just approachable and just like kind of one of the guys. And,
nice.
Wow. It just the perspective is just
different. When was that? When did you?
Oh, I don't know. It was years ago. It was
Scalia on the court, or had he already passed?
He was on the court.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah. Judge. Garbolino is the one who sponsored me. Who sponsored you?
Oh, some other colleagues of mine.
Oh, okay.
Not from this state. So, but it was you have to be sponsored by lawyers, and so that was
lawyers or judges.
Yeah. Yeah.
Brian has a question, a real-life question, Denise, that may be appropriate for you. He's calling for us. So
okay.
Brian, go ahead if you would, please.
Well, I'll try to give
just
you guys
do it
as much
quickly,
information
please.
as I can. But basically, my stepmom, my dad and stepmom had gotten a separation in about 2000. I'm just learning this stuff right now. My sister was the executor of the will, and so I just started asking questions a day or two ago.
But what happened?
So they got a separation in it was 2003 they broke up, I guess, but 2007 was when he paid her off, and in 2012 was when it was documented or something. And so basically she said she signed something saying she wasn't gonna go, because in 2016 she divorced him, and then his kidneys went out a month later. And so she ended up taking us to court for
Sure. So very quickly, just want to remind you, we won't give you any legal advice on the air, just some general principles, and maybe we won't be able to talk about this at all. Yeah. So we'll go ahead and get these on. Okay, there we go.
Okay, all right. So first of all, we can't give legal advice, Brian. You need to seek, legal advice of probably two different attorneys, probably a family law attorney and probably a probate or estate planning type of an attorney that can talk to you about this particular facts. But what I can tell you is a legal separation is different from a divorce, and you're still married when you're legally separated. So the marriage was still intact until she got the divorce in 2006. So that's kind of the overview.
What I read, though, it doesn't count unless they're living under the same house together.
What state is this?
I'm sorry, what was that?
What state is this?
California.
So Denise, can I ask you a question really quick? So when you get
we'll take this off the air. We'll answer it off the air. Thanks, Brian.
Thanks for the call, Brian.
One of the things he may have heard is that there's a concept called community property in marriage, right?
Correct.
And so the idea there is if I'm married, if Denise and I are married, and everything that I earn, we're married, we're together. If we don't have any other agreements, then everything I earn and everything Denise earns, it's community property. We split it 50-50.
In other words, the better deal would be you. You'd be getting the better deal.
Exactly. I would clearly be stepping up. Okay, and if a couple separates, okay, and they continue to earn money separately, but now they're not living together, are the earnings after the separation but before the divorce, are those community property, or is it now separate property?
No, depends on the state, though.
It depends on the state. It absolutely depends on the state. In California, once the legal separation judgment is entered, then that ends the community for all purposes of future type of a thing. So it does end the community, but it doesn't end the marriage.
It doesn't end the marriage.
And that's why this interesting question of probate and what occurred in this matter is interesting.
And I think that's where people get confused, is because they hear one thing about something ending and then something not ending, and they don't know what it applies to. And it could very well be that the only thing that really ended upon the separation was the community, but they're still married. They got to get divorced.
Yeah, they have to cooperate with tax filings. They still have the connection. If the stepmom was getting health insurance from his father, then that would still be able to be flow to her. Those are depending on the employer, quite honestly, on that one. But it's possible that it is. All right, we were talking about Sotomayor.
Yeah. That was a great question, though. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
And those of you, again, seek local counsel. That one's complicated, but
difficult circumstance, but we appreciate the call.
But there's a brand new regulation or rule called the 2-minute rule that the Supreme Court came down with. Now, this is just within...
And it's new. It's this month.
Yes.
It started in the first part of October with their new session.
Not to be confused with the 2-minute warning in football or the 2 minutes that you hear in basketball.
Well, actually, it might be 2-minute warning.
Maybe.
So what they decided to do is the Supreme Court justices decided, let's make it so that the guys who argue and gals who argue these cases have a free 2 minutes, that the justices aren't interrupting them. Because a lot of times I've been in court and the judge will interrupt you. Well, you get three sentences out, and you're getting interrupted. And so they have 2 minutes that the justices can't say one word.
Right. They have to let the attorney present the case to them in the manner that the attorney wants to present it to them for 2 minutes.
That's exactly right. And obviously, We probably are going to know where it's always Sotomayor.
Sotomayor.
Sotomayor. But anyway, it's an immigration issue.
Mayor.
It is.
Yeah.
It's an immigration issue.
Which she's very strong about. She has a lot of feelings about it. So she got so excited about this topic that she interrupted one of the attorneys before the 2 minutes were up, and Justice Roberts had to kind of pull her in and warn her a little bit and tell her, you know what, you got to wait. And then it happened again, but that time she stopped. She stopped right away. Right. She realized what she had done and she had stopped. So it's going to be fun to see how many of the judges break this rule.
Well, it's interesting the way it was done. Justice Roberts, who's the Chief Justice, so he's in charge, said, "I'm sorry." That was his, instead of "excuse me," but it was like, "I'm sorry," and then he turns to and he cut her off as she was talking. "Excuse me, I'm sorry," and then turns to the attorney, "You can answer that question after your time is done." Ooh.
Yeah, that's pretty strict.
I was thinking,
but under what penalty? What if they do? What does he?
Nothing.
That
just embarrasses them.
Yeah. It just shows that they're not following the rules, which none of them want to really do that.
Right.
It makes me wonder if before the justices came out to hear this, before the beginning of the term, if there was an email or when they're all meeting, okay, remember, they get 2 minutes before we interrupt them, okay? And you could just see them going, oh, that's going to be hard because I really want to jump the gun. If I blow it, just let me know. I will.
Actually, no. Justice Thomas was sitting back there going, "Yeah, that'll be easy."
Yeah, and why? Why does Justice Thomas? Why would it be easy for him?
His first question ever was this year.
I believe so.
In 10 years.
Yes.
He never asked questions. He just sits there and then goes and does his thing. But so for him to look at her, I could see Justice Thomas looking at her. Look, I can shut up. I can shut up for 10 years. You can't shut up for 2 minutes.
What would have been hilarious is if Thomas, of all people, were the first one to break the rule.
Oh,
that would have been fun.
Well, we had fun. We got one more quick segment coming up. We are going to get to the Trent Brown being sued for domestic violence in a civil case. This is not criminal. This is interesting. We're going to discuss why this Oakland Raider lineman is being sued civilly and not criminally. We'll be back after this. We got Cal. Thank you for being here again, Cal. We love having you here.
Thank you. It's an honor to be here, and we're glad that you're all listening to us right here on Radio Law Talk. There's much more coming right up, right here, either on your favorite radio station or streaming live at radiolawtalk.com.
All advertising for legal services on Radio Law Talk is strictly for the state or states in which the advertiser is licensed. For more information, go to radiolawtalk.com.
I am Cameron Levitt, Chief Operating Officer of Concussion Medical Clinic. California's first concussion medical clinic is now open. As concussions increase each year, there has never been a greater need for concussion specialists. Our physicians at Concussion Medical Clinic are board certified in pediatric neurology and sports medicine and have partnered with universities, hospitals, and rehab clinics to expedite the recovery process. Simply put, we are elevating the standard of care. When you need an expert concussion opinion or concussion care, visit concussionmedicalclinic.com to schedule your appointment.
Jason Rosbach here with Fred Penney, managing attorney from Penney & Associates Injury Lawyers. Now, Fred, what type of cases are you dealing with now, and what sets you apart?
Jason, we help people with all types of personal injury cases. We're former insurance company trial lawyers. We understand the other side, which gives us a distinct advantage over our competition. Remember, we don't get paid unless we win.
That's Penney & Associates Injury Lawyers with locations throughout California. For a free consultation, go to pennylawyers.com or give them a call, 1-800-616-4LAW. That's PENNEY lawyers.com.
This is Denise Dirks. We can represent clients in divorce, legal separation, child and spousal support, custody, termination of parental rights, step-parent adoptions, guardianships, and even conservatorship matters. Call 1-877-886-7186 for a consultation.
The law offices of Denise L. Dirks provide family law services in Northern California. When the law affects your family, call 877-886-7186. The family of attorneys at Denise L. Dirks is here to help.
Hi, I'm Frederick Penney of Penney & Associates Injury Lawyers. I bet you're tired of hearing lawyer commercials, so just relax and listen to music for a few seconds. You or a family member has been injured, call 800-616-4LAW or see us at PenneyAssociates.com. See, that wasn't so bad.
I'm going to Quick Quack Car Wash. Get my car washed, make it quick, quack, pretty, shiny, sexy, just because I want to. Don't drive dirty. Gonna get my car suds at the Quick Quack Car Wash. It's the Quick Quack, quickest and the cleanest by far. We're talking 3 skinny minutes sitting right in your car wash. 100 feet of cloth, washing your car at the Quick Quack Car Wash. Any Honda, Mazda, Ford, or Chevy, Sauber, Cadillac, Quick Quack will spruce her up just like that. You'll be happy, looking snappy. You'll be glad you was asked a Quick Quack Car Wash. Get on the web and go to don'tdrivedirty.com and see where you got your closest Quick Quack in the local area. Get in your car, get in your truck, get on the road, come visit the duck at the
Quick Quack Car Wash, where your car will always leave happy, guaranteed. They take pride in being clean and green by conserving and recycling the water they use, only at the
Quick Quack Car Wash. Quick Quack.
All right, guys, we need to have you read some lines for our disclaimer promo. But first, can anybody tell me what a disclaimer is? All right, then. Well, Denise, you go ahead.
Non uti concilius me oriere proquestis purpurium juris consult.
Latin, that's a nice touch. Thank you, Denise. Next time we'll try it in English if that's okay. Fred, how about you?
Cal, I don't want to read all this. Can't we just tell the people that we're discussing general legal issues and they should hire their own attorney instead of relying on what we have to say here?
Well, we could, I guess. Chris?
I'm not going to be there anyway. Why have me do it?
Let's have Todd do it.
Me? Read disclaimers? Why, I couldn't. The information you hear on Radio Law Talk is general.
The preceding promo was for entertainment purposes only. And if you want true legal advice, contact your own lawyer. Just a tip from your friends at Radio Law Talk.
Be sure to read our disclaimers on radiolawtalk.com as well.
I knew I had a problem, but I didn't know what to do about it.
I tried counting calories, I took pills, eating, and then more eating.
I really wanted to stop, but nothing could make me stop.
At one point, it was so bad that I just felt like giving up.
I felt so alone.
Like nobody else could possibly understand.
We understand. We're Overeaters Anonymous, and we have helped thousands of people just like you. People who want to stop their compulsive eating and start living a healthy, rewarding life.
Overeaters Anonymous, help me get my life back.
Now I eat in a way that's healthy and good for me.
I never realized what I was missing out on.
With OA, I am living again and loving it.
Start living the life you deserve with help from Overeaters Anonymous. Find us on the web at oa.org.
Oh, that's down.
Radio Law Talk. Now, back to the show.
Call us at 855-LAW-RADIO if you have any questions. Remember, if during a time period that we're not live, you want to email us. We get a lot of emails, and thank you for the emails. Send us an email at info@radiolawtalk.com. We're talking about the Raiders' Trent Brown, who's being sued civilly for domestic violence by his former girlfriend, who they have a child together. He's 6'8", 380 pounds. That's a big boy. And he used to play for the 49ers. Now he's playing for the the Raiders.
Plays for the Raiders.
And but we have to emphasize this. And please remember, we try to stay politically neutral, and we pretty much do. They are innocent. Trent Brown is innocent until proven guilty, and that's just the way you have to always remember this.
And this is a civil suit, so it's not necessarily guilty, but if the facts are true, he may have to answer for damages.
He may be negligent in this case. It's a negligence issue,
or
I guess.
At the very minute, he's liable for it.
Yeah,
yes.
liable.
So
whatever theory, she's got several different theories that she's suing on. She's suing on an underlying. They had a non-marital partnership agreement.
What is that, Denise?
Well, that's like an agreement between people that reside together. And they make it specifically so
Roommate
that
agreement, business contract, that kind of a thing?
it is. It's a contract. It's much like you've heard of prenuptial or premarital agreements. Those are done, but they don't take effect until the marriage. So a non-marital partnership agreement is an agreement that takes effect immediately between two non-married people, and it's basically a partnership arrangement.
Why would you do that, Denise? Why would you do? What's
Well,
the purpose?
first of all, let's say that, and I'm going to assume that T. Brown is protecting himself with that agreement. He owns a home, and she then moves into that home, and he wants to make clear that she doesn't have any piece of that home, right? She doesn't have an interest in the home.
No marital rights.
Right,
guess you could
exactly,
say.
exactly. And the other thing is perhaps she requested this agreement to protect herself. She can't be kicked out of the home, or she is a partnership with him, and she does get an interest in the things that he purchases. And, it could be the other way, too. So it can protect somebody. It could protect both parties. It could be used, I guess, as part of a lawsuit now.
Sure.
So he's denying the claims, saying all these claims are false. She's making all types of claims that he bloodied her and bruised her. She feared for her safety. That he threatened her if she walked out of the door with his son. I mean, that's where a lot of this comes about.
That's probably the worst part, because he said if you the allegation is that I will shoot you in the head before you walk out the door with my son.
Allegation.
That's the allegation, and that's a serious allegation. That's a domestic violence for sure, if it's true.
That's right. And domestic violence, it's also a criminal threats in California, Penal Code 422. It's a strike as a felony to have that. Here is the tough spot that Brown finds himself in. First, this was reported to the police, or some of these were reported to the police, but that was in Texas. Now, the statute of limitations for domestic violence cases, and I don't believe anything was ever filed against Brown criminally.
In Texas.
In Texas, and to my knowledge, not even in California. But you have to remember that the statute of limitations on a felony case, and usually domestic violence cases can be either a felony or misdemeanor, it's 3 years. So if you get arrested and you show up to court and the judge says the DA has decided not to charge you, not to file charges, that doesn't mean that they can't file in the future if they get more evidence. It just means they're not filing right now. Jeopardy is not attached. It's not double jeopardy. And so here's the position he finds himself in. Let's say he gets arrested in Texas. The police come out. He exercises his First Amendment rights, right to remain silent, pleads the Fifth, doesn't want to meet with them. Now he gets sued civilly. You don't have Fifth Amendment rights civilly. He gets deposed. He has to go to a deposition to speak. They ask him questions about this. And then they say, well, hey, we're just going to go ahead and take this transcript, send it on over to Texas.
Time out. All right, so this happens to me a lot because this is what not all the time, but as an attorney, I handle this type of thing. He can still plead the fifth.
He can
in the civil action, and a lot of times that happens. The only negative thing is it's a motion before the court, and the court has to decide: can you bring in the fact in the civil case that he pled the fifth? And that's up to the judge.
I get that, but here's the problem that he faces. If she goes ahead and asks him these questions, and he pleads the fifth to protect himself criminally, now he doesn't get to say his side of the story. He doesn't get to say anything, and he's looking at it like, how many, based on my salary, how many millions of dollars could she get from me? Because I have a gag order. I can't talk. If I do talk, I got liability criminally. If I don't talk,
then I'm not fully defending myself. Is that what you're saying?
Exactly.
But the question I have is doesn't it seem somehow unfair or prejudicial if a guy could be punished in Texas for exercising a constitutional right?
Well, it could be in any state, not just Texas, that he could do that, be punished.
Is that a dumb question I'm asking? Probably.
No, it's not. It's not. But in this particular case, it's a civil suit, and it's not quite clear. It seems like she's suing on the contract, and it seems like she's suing for damages because of her injuries and being harassed and being harmed. So that's what it seems like here. We don't know whether or not he's going to plead the fifth. We don't know any of these things. We're just kind of speculating. But for sure, she could have brought a domestic violence restraining order request. Sure. And it does not appear that she has done that. And we were talking out before we came back from break that there's probably good reasons why she didn't do that. If he got a domestic violence restraining order, that could be violative of his football contract, and he could maybe lose his job. And that's not what she wants. She does not want him to lose the ability to earn income.
At least we don't think she does.
Well, if I was in her place, if I was in her place, I wouldn't want her to have Brown lose the ability to make a lot of money, because I want child support. And then now it looks like she wants damages for what occurred during their partnership.
Plus, it is the gravy train, the means by which she would be paid if there were any damages, right?
Correct.
Yeah. And the NFL, you raised that. That's the third area of investigation that he's going to have to look at. So you got the police investigation in Tennessee or in Texas when it was reported. Now you've got possibly being subpoenaed with the civil case. And as we saw with Ezekiel Elliott and all this other stuff in the past, the NFL comes in and does their own investigation to find out. And again, if he makes any statement in either the civil or the NFL, Texas can get it. To answer your question, he's actually not being penalized because he exercised it. If he didn't want to talk to him, he exercised it. He's not being penalized in Texas. The only way he could be penalized in Texas at this point, based upon what it appears, is if he agrees to speak in this at a deposition or with the NFL, and then that statement is used. Well, in that time, he's already waived it. So
well, he did tweet out, which is kind of, he said, quote, "I deny the claims, they are false." And that's, the smart thing only about that is it was short, sweet, and he answered the question and shut up.
Yes.
I deny the claims, they are false, and they might be, they might not be. I don't know. And we were looking to see if we could find any information whether or not there was actual police reports of this prior domestic violence, alleged domestic violence, and we didn't find any. But there might be. We just don't know.
Well, what's interesting is that this is brought in Alameda County in California. It was not brought in Texas, and that's kind of an interesting thing, because now the alleged victim, is more than likely living in Alameda County or Alameda.
That's where Trent lives. He plays for the Raiders.
That's where Oakland is.
Yeah, correct. So for now, they're going to Vegas. Don't forget, we're going to come back and talk about Tyler Skaggs, our second hour, and we're going to have a little bit about Harvey Weinstein, and we got another case or no case coming up. Cal is going to try to stump us, but let me tell you, guess what? I'm 2 points away from the finish line where my co-hosts are going to buy me a steak dinner. We'll be back. Talk to you next hour.
Much to Denise's chagrin. Stay tuned. The Radio Law Talk. There's more of it straight ahead. Don't go away.
You have been listening to RadioLawTalk.com, a copyrighted presentation of Radio Law Talk Incorporated.